Yeah, I thought we were ready to play. And the nice part about it is we were ready to play and we looked pretty good doing it. You know what I mean? With RV back in and just kind of the full lineup and lots of energy. And, we got rewarded. We got a couple lucky goals. We understand that. But it just felt right. We talked about it before, like what is the sense of urgency? I don't know if Evie talked about it or Foxy. What's the sense of urgency? You can feel it on the bench. You can get a sense in the room. And we had that feeling, and we followed up with it.
Yeah, jumping off of that, I think it was Monday. You said you wanted to see more desperation.
Mm-hmm.
2 games later, where do you think that stands now?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you picked up on it, but wasn't real happy with the Chicago game, the level of desperation. But we came back with it tonight, so give the guys credit, and they were ready to play, and it felt good.
There's desperation, but there's execution. It's 11 goals in two
Yeah.
nights.
Yeah.
What's a thread through that? Why do you think now you're getting some breaks? You mentioned the
Yeah.
bounces, but other than that, there are other goals.
Yeah, there's some breaks for sure. I think we had plenty of opportunities when we weren't scoring as much, where we didn't get any breaks. We had some good opportunities and hit posts or crossbars. They didn't go either. So sometimes you like to think that it just balances out eventually. But I thought we did score some really nice goals. There were some good clean passing from breakouts all the way down, some nice finishes. So the power play goals were nice. Our Copies, I guess, wasn't a power play goal, but through the seam, one-timer. It's nice to see the guys execute at that high level.
How much is Kopitar's production over the last week? Is that things balancing out, or is he doing things different that's resulting in goals and points?
Yeah, you'd have to ask him, but from our perspective, no, he's had a pretty good run for a while. I think when I think back to Kopi, when we went out with those injuries with Kempe, with Anderson out of the lineup, he really had to step up. And I think, so if you take it back almost a month, I think he's played very, very well. And, he's getting rewarded in the last 10 days with some points, but his game he's elevated his game over the last month.
How much is Victor's energy both infectious and how much was it missed?
Well, yeah, it's every team deals with injuries, but Arby's kind of a special type of player. He is that energizer bunny type of guy, personality-wise too. So you always miss a player like that in your room on the bench during the game, and he's a heck of a player. You saw that too, and I really liked that line with him. Dubois and Laferriere. I thought they set the tone early themselves. Different stuff happened in the game, and we didn't get to see it kind of come to the end, but they were good. I liked that line.
When's the last time you had 10-minute misconducts in a game?
I'm going to go with never. Yeah, when's the last time you guys seen that? Yeah, I've never. I understand from the referee's perspective, it wasn't that it was rough, and it wasn't even that it was that chippy. It was just getting a little bit tiresome, I think. And so I thought they made a good decision and said, I think from there on, I think people just kind of played the game the right way the rest of the way.
When a game gets to that point, a lot of stuff after the whistle, how important is it for the team to balance kind of stepping up for each other, standing up for each other, and not getting into some of maybe the stupid stuff and suspended things like that?
Yeah, and it's a fine balance sometimes, for sure. But I thought, you saw the scrums. They had 2, we had 2. They had 5, we had 5 at the end. So that's all you want to do. You get in there, protect yourself, stand up for your teammates. That's what we did. Of course, what set the tone in the game was the Engie hit and the fight. Middleton is a tough guy, tough customer, man. So that was for real. Those two going at it.
This is the second time recently that teams come into this building on a hot streak from the Islanders a few games ago. Second time you've handled that really well, kind of put the team away comfortably. Is there something to that? Is it coincidence? Or are you guys kind of raising your level when you know a team's coming in hot?
Well, I hope so. I think that's what it is. It's that preparedness and desperation we talked about earlier. And when you see a team coming in that's going good, you'd like to think you have to dial it up more. And you'd like to think you're at that level every night, but there are nights in an 82-game season where you just aren't. But, yeah, definitely like the response here recently.
Of course, every point is critical at this stage in the season, but do you feel like when you sweep a road trip or you sweep a homestand, that maybe gives you a little bit extra momentum? And what are you guys looking at ahead to Saturday with Tampa, I guess, the opportunity to do that?
Yeah, right. Well, we'll take a break tomorrow, catch our breath. We get to have another practice day, which I think is important. I was really glad we got to finally have a practice day here earlier this week. I'd like to think that helped us with our results and our preparation into these 2 games, this back-to-back. And then Tampa Saturday night is another team that's hot. just like the others, and they're in a race too. So it should be a really good hockey game. I got a lot of history with Tampa. I got a lot of respect for their team. Their players know them pretty well. So that's going to be a good hockey game.
Jim, during the period, this team struggled a lot. They really struggled holding leads and putting teams away. Recently, you guys have been a lot better about stepping on teams' throats, if you will. Is that a focus when you came in to try and put teams away better?
I don't know. I think it's just overall, just getting back. We talked about the identity, playing to our strengths, who we are, and we got a little lucky with some posts and crossbars, and David made some really good saves. That game could have been a lot closer than it was. If it was 3-2 or 4-3, we would have liked it just as well, the result. So we had a little luck on our side that way, and it didn't get tight. But I thought we played it pretty well, just start to finish through the 60 minutes. They had some time in the ozone. They got some good players. It's a tough team.
When's the last time you used a 2 forward, 3 defenseman?
Yeah, right. Yeah. We were down to 6, really. Well, we had Arby there, but I had told Arby already that his night was over. And so he had sat for a bit. I didn't want to bring him back in. So we had to sneak Spenny up there. He gave us some shifts there just to finish it out. Did a fine job.
When you have a guy coming back from injury and then you go with the 11-7, how important was it to manage his minutes in kind of a situation where you're already down forward?
Yeah, I mean, he could have played a lot more. He would, and if you look at the minutes tonight, I think Q was 13. They were actually quite low for a lot of those guys. So, I don't think anybody, we're back on the 11-7. But if you asked any of those 11 forwards tonight, every one of them would tell you, man, I wish I would have played a little more. Every single one of them. So, we can manage to spread that out a little bit on different nights.